The NFL Today on CBS is powered by Ram Trucks, built to serve.
And welcome back to the NFL Today. And now Amazon takes you out to the sights and sounds of the game between the Chiefs and the Texans. Let's get you out to Houston with our announcers, Kevin Harlan, Trent Green, and Melanie Collins.
From the home of the Oilers at the Astrodome to the home of the Texans. Welcome everyone to Houston for Week 15 as the first-place Kansas City Chiefs take on the Houston Texans. The Chiefs are going for their 7th consecutive division title with the #1 quarterback, the #1 tight end, and arguably the best coach in the league. All serving as our backdrop here this afternoon. Happy holidays, everyone, with Trent Green. Kevin Harlan will check in with Melanie Collins here in just a second. We were driving over this morning to the stadium, and I asked you, what's the first thing your NFL coach has told you before the beginning of every season?
Every training camp starts with, we have to make the playoffs. What are we going to do to make the playoffs? And with the Chiefs having the opportunity to secure the division title today, that's exactly what they do, is secure the playoffs.
And a pretty good place to start is with the best quarterback in the league.
Well, right now, Patrick Mahomes is the front runner in the MVP, and it's because of leading in passing yardage, leading in passing touchdown. But it's hard to believe all the records that he set in the state of Texas as a high school player and a college player. This is his first time as a professional football player playing in the state of Texas. And he has that security blanket that he goes to, relies on so much, and that's Travis Kelce. Over 10,000 yards receiving in his career. And you have to remember, he missed his rookie year, so 9 years, over 10,000 yards.
And what about their nice running back, Isaiah Pacheco, the rookie?
Well, the rookie out of Rutgers has had an outstanding season. They're relying on him more. He started 7 games this season, but it's really the last 5 where he's come alive, averaging nearly 79 yards a game. We're going to go green and show you some of the things that he does very well. First off, he has great vision, great awareness of what's going on in front of him with the blockers. But it's the power that he has right here, breaking through 3 tackles and getting to that next level. Then with the game on the line, trying to secure the victory a week ago against the Broncos, he runs through 2 tackles to pick up the first down, allowing them to take a knee for the victory.
Now the latest from the field with Mel.
Thanks, Kevin. There was some concern earlier this week when Patrick Mahomes was spotted at Chiefs practice with some wrap on that right throwing hand. I'm told it is a non-issue. He threw all week. He is good to go. Now, McCole Hardman close to making his return, though he'll be held out another week for conditioning purposes. The Chiefs do get back Kadarius Toney for this matchup today, though, who's been dealing with a nagging hamstring injury, and Andy Reid told us he'll be on a snap count. And for Chris Jones, who missed practice this week with an illness, he's feeling better and he's good to go. And as we transition to the Texans, well, they're going to be down their top 2 DBs against the #1 passing offense in the NFL, and it doesn't get any better for them on offense, guys. Down 3 of their top skill position players. Dameon Pierce out for the season with a high ankle sprain, and Brandon Cooks and Nico Collins both inactive for this game with injuries, Kev.
Mel, thanks. 8 consecutive losses for the Texans. Worst record in the National Football League, but they've decided to get creative at quarterback.
Well, Davis Mills was benched a few weeks ago and had to sit for 2 weeks. He was back as the starting quarterback a week ago against the Cowboys, and Lovie Smith told us that was the best game he's played all season. He took advantage of those couple weeks that he sat down and reevaluated his play. And then it was the combination with Jeff Driscoll. They split snaps equally a week ago. Driscoll more the running quarterback, but was very efficient throwing the football as well. And their main target has been Chris Moore, the 7th-year wide receiver out of Cincinnati, getting an opportunity. Spent most of his career as a special teams player, but last week had a career day. And so far this season, he has the best totals that he's had in his career. Most receptions, most yards of his career.
The Kansas City Chiefs have won 10 games for an 8th consecutive season. On the road again today in Houston against the Texans on CBS. Houston, Texas, CBS Sports presents the National Football League. Today, it's the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Houston Texans. Our kickoff is next. Initially, the roof was going to be open, but they are having some problems with it, and so it'll be closed today. And Andy Reid's got his Chiefs atop the division, and with a win today, 7th consecutive division title. Lovie Smith took over at the last part of last season as an interim head coach, named the head coach this year. The team with the worst record in the NFL, 1-11-1. We have had the flip of the coin. A lot of Chiefs fans, Trent, here in Houston today.
Well, we've seen them around town this weekend, and we've definitely heard them in the introductions and during the national anthem. But yes, they've traveled well down here to Houston.
Scantling. And here are the numbers, impressive as they are. It's a Hall of Fame connection with Mahomes to Kelsey.
Well, and you look at the numbers that Tony Gonzalez was able to put up. Spent most of his career in Kansas City and then finished off with the Falcons. But Kelsey, at one point in time, you would thought those numbers would be out of reach. But when you consider 7 consecutive seasons at 1,000 yards, a lot of it's going to depend on just staying healthy for Travis Kelsey.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Duracell, engineered for more, and by Experian. Do more with your credit score.
As we told you, the Chiefs can win their 7th consecutive division title with a win today. Other teams that have done it since 70 actually go back to 1920 when the league started. Patriots won it 11 straight, Rams 7 straight from the 20. Here's the run by Driscoll in New York.
Detroit with postseason on the mind.
They got the Jets backed up, punting from their own 1-yard line. What happens? Khalif Raymond takes the punt and goes 47 yards for the touchdown. Detroit 7, Jets nothing. Back to Kevin, Trent, and Melody.
Well, Kevin, update on Chiefs wide receiver Marquez Valdez-Scantling. He was taken into the Blue Medical tent to be evaluated for a concussion after the independent spotter called down. He was just given his helmet back. He was cleaning it off, signifying he has cleared protocol. He's good to go.
Smith, a former Chief, losing 2. So the most rushing yards by players in Chiefs history wearing number 10. It's Hill, it's Green, it's
hilarious.
Mike Livingston, and Isaiah Pacheco is moving quickly.
Pacheco is going to shatter all of that.
Today, he may do it today. He's had
funny. But I didn't know that. I didn't know that I had the record until Tyreek got it.
Oh, there's a lot you don't know about today, actually.
Jets are thinking postseason.
Wow, Jets. Zach Wilson takes a deep breath after this play. Rolls left, throws it back across the field. 40 yards down the field to C.J. Uzomah for the touchdown. New York Jets 7, Detroit 7. Back to Kevin, Trent, and Melanie.
The same this season for him.
Yeah, complete 68% of his passes, had nearly 2-to-1 touchdown interception ratio, so there was high expectations coming in, and as you said, it hasn't lived up to it, but the couple games that he was benched a few weeks ago, it seems to have made a difference here the last 2 weeks.
So now the Chiefs are playing behind for a second time this afternoon.
Well, and that's the thing. You come into a game like this, and is this a trap game, right? You talk about going against a team that only has 1 win, and how are the Chiefs going to respond? And after what happened a week ago, having a big lead against Denver and then nearly losing it, and the chance to seal the division today, you thought they would come out and play, but this Texans team is playing very hard.
Tackled by Joshua Williams on a good gain of 7 near the 30. And if you're wondering, teams with a win or less to beat teams with 10 wins or more all time, there is your story. A gain of 2, and he's out to the 49. They're missing the #1 rookie running back, Dameon Pierce, who has been sensational this season. Hurt last week, high ankle sprain in that valiant effort against the Cowboys in Dallas.
Well, and you see the rush attempts, 220. The next closest guy that was active today for the Texans was Rex Burkhead. He had 29 rush attempts, or 26 rush attempts. So that's a significant difference when that's your main guy, and now it's going to a group by committee.
Beat Denver last week, 34-28. They've won 6 of 7. And they're trying to stay right with the Buffalo Bills, who had the terrific win last night in
What a phenomenal
Western New
game.
York over
Yeah.
Miami. My goodness.
Miami takes the lead. Buffalo comes back, and incredible game by Josh Allen. Put up some big numbers in those kind of elements.
Lead, and this, I think, will surprise some people around the NFL. Although, in light of what happened in Minneapolis yesterday, I'm not sure that anything is surprising.
Yeah, you can't trust anything now. But yeah, that comeback by the Vikings was obviously the greatest in NFL history. So we got a one-point game. This is a lot closer and a lot more excitement.
Halftime is next after these first half highlights from Verizon and a word from your local CBS station.
Tis the season to switch to Verizon. It's your last chance to get our best deal of the year.
Tis?
Tis. They'll give you the new iPhone 14 Pro.
Amazing phone.
This holiday season, Verizon gives you the new iPhone 14 Pro that's in stock now. Plus an Apple gift like Apple Watch SE, iPad, and Beats Fit Pro, all on us. That's a value of up to $1,900.
Wow.
Act now. It's our best deal of the year, but it ends soon. Visit Verizon today.
Want more stats? Just ask Siri, who leads the league in receiving touchdowns.
We're back in Houston, and for the second consecutive week, the Texans are hanging in there with an elite team. They led Dallas last week at halftime as well and have a one-point lead over the Kansas City Chiefs. Surprised, I'm assuming, after the first half.
I'm a little surprised, yeah, but what I'm not surprised with is the effort we've seen from the Texans. We saw it a week ago against the Dallas Cowboys, and that's carried over to this game. I just thought Kansas City would come in, play more inspired football. They've made some mistakes, and I think that was very evident in how things have panned out here in the first half.
Let's take a look at some of the first half highlights between the Chiefs and Texans here in Week 15.
Well, Davis Mills rotating at quarterback with Jeff Driscoll gets a touchdown pass and then uses his legs. 17-yard touchdown run, and then the mistakes by the Chiefs. There's the fumble by Pacheco, who hasn't been back in the game since that fumble, and then Patrick Mahomes taking his eyes off the ball as the ball drops, and then the missed extra point right before going to the half. That's the difference right now as the Texans have a one-point lead.
Mahomes 17 of 22, 2 touchdowns in the game. To the 25 and a 1st and 10 into the field and Mel.
Well, Kev, I just spoke with head coach Lovie Smith, and he said defensively that was a disappointing last drive. He wants to see his guys play better, get some more takeaways. He was pleased offensively with the execution. He said we're going to stick with the 2-quarterback system. We want to run the ball better. And he said we've got a big second half here, guys, and he was pleased they have the lead, obviously.
What about Owens? It is a gain of 3. Pacheco with the run on that second one.
Well, the first half, Pacheco, we saw the fumble, and that was the reason why he didn't play at the end of the half. But they've really been impressed with how he's handled, especially the last 5 games, getting into a groove. That first half before the fumble, he averaged nearly 6 yards per carry.
It's a touchback to the 25, Mel, as we send it down to you.
Well, Kev, on Monday, the Texans and their partners awarded $400,000 through the Inspire Change Grant Fund to 15 local nonprofits and educational programs working to make a difference in the Houston community. The grant recipients represent a wide range of social justice initiatives, including homelessness, education, mental health, mentoring, at-risk youth, and supporting those in foster care.
Mel, nice to hear a story like that, especially this time of year. Thank you.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the Home Depot. How doers get more done. DirecTV. Get your TV together. And by Grey Goose. Vive la vodka.
Chiefs were founded back in 1959 by Lamar Hunt, named the Dallas Texans. 3 years there. Then they relocate to Kansas City. Pacheco on 1st and 10.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. And by Kay Jewelers. Celebrate every kiss with Kay.
Heading into today, the Texans had scored 20 points or more twice this season. Akins just caught a touchdown pass. Update.
3:02 left in regulation, Phil.
Dak Prescott throws his third touchdown of the day, gets out of the pocket, throws on the run to Noah Brown, his second TD catch of the day. Dallas 34, Jacksonville 31. What a game. Back to Kevin, Trent, and Melanie.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Allstate, reminding you that football is mayhem. AT&T 5G, fast, reliable, secure. And by Walmart, all the things you need for all the ways we holiday.
Well, as you can see by those pictures, a lot of Chiefs fans here in Houston today. And Mahomes coming up next game. It's game 2 of our national doubleheader featuring heavy playoff implications. When the Bengals go on the road to take on the Buccaneers, the Titans will be taking on the Chargers. That is today, coming up next on CBS. At the door, the game is over. Touchdown run, McKinnon. The Chiefs have won. And they win the division.
Incredible effort by the Texans all day. The one mistake at the end cost them.
McKinnon, his second touchdown today. He had 2 last week in Denver. Invaluable player with a swerve and a burst of 26 to win the game for the Chiefs, who go to 11-3 and win the division for the 7th consecutive year. Something only 3 teams have ever done in pro football history. And the Chiefs, the 4th time this season, they have overcome a 4th quarter deficit to win. Mahomes hit 20 consecutive passes to finish the game with 2 touchdowns through the air, 1 by himself on the ground, and 336 yards. And the Chiefs have now won 9 of 11 and tied the Bills with the best record in the AFC. But looming is the Buffalo win over the Chiefs earlier this season. But they clinched the division for a 7th consecutive time. And for Mahomes, 5th in a row for him.
Well, this wasn't a perfect win, but it was the win they needed, and they were able to get it done in overtime for the 2nd time this year.
For Trent Green, Melanie Collins, Gene Steratore, Kevin Harlan saying happy holidays from Houston. Taking you to James Brown in New York for the NFL Today update delivered by Little Caesars after these messages.